Well, now, if you live in a city, the chances are reasonably high that you've been burgled at some time. Well, maybe now you'll recognise some of your possessions. Every force in the United Kingdom has a treasure trove, a sort of Aladdin's cave of what they think is stolen property, but they just can't trace the owners. Well, Crimewatch, with the help of John Bly from the Antiques Roadshow, will now try to put that right. We're starting this month with Devon and Cornwall's collection, but the goods might come from anywhere in the UK, so see if there's anything you once owned in their Aladdin's cave.
Thank you, Sue. Well, the Devon and Cornwall's Aladdin's Cave has the most extraordinary range of things, from the household item to the rare collector's piece. But you know, curiously, rare doesn't automatically mean valuable. For example, this little presentation mace. It's inscribed Cornhill Ward, Right Honourable Nicholas Fowler, Lord Mayor, 1884, which makes it unique, but of no great commercial value to anyone outside the family of Robert Fowler, to whom it could be priceless. So all Fowlers, please take a close look. Now, in contrast, the tea caddy. Now, these little boxes were made to take a specific amount of tea originally. It was called a catty, but of course we were lazy with our language as we are now, and it became corrupted to caddy. And they're now extremely collectible. Nice little boxes like this one particularly, made about 1790, covered in nice sort of foliate marquetry with cross-banding. A very nice little box. They were made in large numbers, and to illustrate what I've just said, they vary slightly. Here's one with a little silver top to identify, a little silver handle. You know, a rather tenuous link now into continuing with silver. We go to what looks like every granny's wedding present, and I'm quite sure every grandma's got one of these. A nice little silver teaspoon set with sugar nips in case, sometimes in red, sometimes in royal blue. Although they were made in their millions, each one of these is identifiable by the fact on the back of each spoon there will be a set of hallmarks, and we can tell from those hallmarks a great deal of information. For example, the crown that you can see there is the Sheffield Assay Office, and the R is the date letter for the year 1884. So we can tell where and when they were made. So it's obviously a very good idea to keep a record of what you've actually got in your home. And you know, the easiest way of doing that is to stand in the middle of your room with a camera and just click all the way around, and then you have a complete contents of your house in camera. Much more unusual and possibly easier to identify are these gaming counters, which come from the 17th century. They're silver coins. You know, in the 17th century, 200 years ago, gaming was extremely popular. And the wealthy people used to carry their own counters. These are identifiable because one of these rare little sets are actually French half-écu coins dated 1643 and 1644. And now to a piece of furniture. And here we have the most superb little example of a little walnut lady's writing table and needlework table. It's got a little bag underneath which slides out. They put the silks and the wools in there, her writing compartment there, and here, best of all, a compartment where a lady or a young girl could keep her secrets, those little indiscretions of the Victorian period. A very good, extremely fine piece of Victorian furniture. And before I sit down again, I'm supposed to tell you that they believe, in fact, my chair has also been stolen. So before anybody pinches it again, I'm going to sit down and say that if you've recognised anything you've seen tonight here, please ring us here on Crimewatch UK.
The number to ring is 01811 8055. Now, we've already had a large number of calls. Well, now, this month's Aladdin's Cave. Valuables recovered by the police and which they suspect are stolen. They need to find their rightful owners. Now, last time, over 50 items were identified and 2 big burglaries were cleared up as a result. This month's haul is in the custody of Thames Valley Police, but it might have come from anywhere. So if you've ever been burgled and lost anything unusual, watch closely as John Bly from the Antiques Roadshow goes through this month's loot.
Thank you, Nick. Well, once again, the range of antiques is enormous, but this time we've got a lot of pictures. We've got oils and watercolours, portraits and landscapes, ancient and modern, even a Renoir and a Cézanne. But be they masterpieces or merely decorative paintings, any of these will have left quite a gap on the wall. So too will any one of these bracket clocks, ranging in date from the Edwardian one at the end to Victorian, and then a Regency, late Regency one, then early 19th century, and this one, my particular favourite, made about 1735 by William Howes of London, and retaining its original red lacquer case in the Chinese taste. Now, you know, Chinese decoration was revived again in Regency England and remained fashionable throughout the 19th century. And just look for an example at this late but quite lovely vase. The colours in there are quite stunning. Set as they are against this black background, it's quite an important vase. Too late to be of any great antique value, but a wonderful thing. Now from ceramics to silver. And in silver, this little snuff box has a story to tell. Made in Birmingham in 1835, it was later inscribed by Dr. G.J. Hall in memory of his late uncle, Sir David J.H. Dixon. And I'm sure that that little box must have revived, I hope, someone's memory. Curiously enough, the best furniture we've got tonight is also in silver, but not in miniature. And here, 3 little pieces of silver from the mid-19th century, typical Dutch pieces made as Victorian novelties. And they are part of a collection which is in that cabinet, the display cabinet at the end. It's a specially made cabinet and would have made a very important and quite a long established collection. But those are all individual pieces in a collection of miniatures. The most important and stunning thing for my mind tonight is this European ivory carving. It is later mounted in silver as a drinking vessel and has around it a parade of these most wonderful little rounded, cheerful, chubby little cherubs or putti or amorini, what can only be described in bacchanalian pursuits. That is quite a wonderful object, and I know one thing, I'd sorely miss it if it were mine. I hope you've recognised something tonight, and if you have, please ring us here at Crimewatch UK.
John Bly. Here's the number 01811 8055. Or you can ring Thames Valley. Ring them at Reading 585 111. That's 0734 585 111.
And now tonight's Aladdin's Cave. We have a treasure trove here of property that's been recovered by police, and maybe something belongs to you. This month's collection has come from Gloucestershire's police, and together with some silver from Hertfordshire. But since police believe all of it to be stolen property, it could have come from anywhere in Britain. We'll show you as many of the items as we can, and here's John Bly of the Antiques Roadshow to pick out some of the more unusual ones.
Well, once again, we've got an extraordinary mixture of objects. Here, for example, look at these lovely little pen knives, all collected with great love and care, each one separate and different. You know, somebody's bound to miss that little collection. They're also probably going to miss this collection of mugs. Very popular, coronation and jubilee mugs. Again, they'd leave quite a space on someone's shelf. Now, as usual, we've got a large representation from the East. From Japan, we've got 2 very fine coffee services. This one, particularly wonderful quality from Satsuma. Over here, we've got also from Japan 2 figures of Butai, the god of happiness. This one's been made into a lamp, but he still looks fairly cheerful about it. And from China, from Canton to be precise, we've got a tea service. Now, Canton, although it means the place of origin, it also describes the type of decoration. This gold, multicoloured enamel on top, interspersed with very busy panels. An important little service from about 1890, from China up to the Mediterranean, and our only piece of furniture this time. But it's distinctive. It's a Savonarola, and it's walnut, and it's inlaid with ivory. So that really ought to stand out in someone's collection. But what I really want to talk to you about is this group of cloisonné ware. Now, cloisonné is quite valuable. It's a late development in decoration. Cloison is the name of the little wire that intersperses the colour, the decoration itself. Sounds like a French breakfast, but it's not. Cloisonné is the type of ware it is. Now, this is quite valuable today. It would date from about 1890. And if perfect, that vase would be, oh gosh, between 500 and 600 pounds. But it's not. It's damaged just on the shoulder. Perhaps that man might jog someone's memory. Now to some silver. We've got here a pair of fish servers in a case. But I wonder how many people know what those are. Well, those actually are a pair of Victorian asparagus servers. They're no means rare, but they're not common either. Now, from my own home county of Hertfordshire, I've been asked to just show you this collection of silver and plate. This lot is worth over £10,000. But what I really want to talk about is this wine ewer. This typical piece of fine quality 1860 silverware, made in 1859, in fact, by George Angel, was made for Dr. Morris Day from Worcester, and it bears the inscription on it to that effect. So it's unique, and let's hope it will jog someone's memory. Remember, all of these things have been stolen from anywhere, so if you recognise something, call us on Crimewatch UK.
The number to call, if you do recognise anything, 01811 8055, 811 8055.